Okay, here's my update. I had a hospital stay, not last week, the week of the 26th, but the previous. Been out since that Thursday. Have lost 13 pounds since that point. Um, that's too fast, too soon, too quick. I'm grateful for the weight loss, but I don't like how it happened. So I'm in Rochester now, and we're trying to figure out, why this sudden change. And I've got some tests scheduled, and my colonoscopy and EGD, which Mayo got me in faster than I would have gotten in locally. So, and my local GI doesn't do nutrition and hydration services, and right now I need probably both. Not nutrition support, but supplementation for sure. Anyway, I also want to be in the best way to get a good result from what comes next in my update. And that is, I've had a total of 5 hospital stays for my gut. 1 was from norovirus, and after I had noro, things with the gastroparesis just seemed to get much, much worse. Although they have been worse than even this before. Thus, I was on nutrition support and previously had G and J2. G was for drainage, J2 for feeds. Anyway, I wouldn't want that again, but I decided the only way to beat gastroparesis is to die from something else, like old age. Anyway, locally they said I have incisional hernia. That was at Mercy. And they pointed to it right next to a vertical incision that I have. The surgeon there said, don't worry about it, unless it becomes a problem, but they're mentioning small bowel involvement. Okay. St. Luke's said I didn't have a hernia at all. So I don't have to worry about any of it. Both of them were wrong. Mercy came the closest to the correct diagnosis, and that was made by Mayo, just viewing the films taken back home. And I do have a hernia. It is where I had the tubes removed. I should back up and say that. And the small bowel grew into one of those sites, and obviously there's a lot that could go wrong with that, and if it does, I'm screwed. Especially because I live in Cedar Rapids, because neither one of them got it right. And I have a ton of adhesions, so when he goes in, he's going to try and help some of the adhesions, and he said that should be able to be done without making it worse, because that is a risk of messing around with adhesions. So that should help the issues with the small bowel obstructions that I've had. I've had 4 since March, and if I get another one, I might have to be a bitch and make them send me here. But so the surgery will be at Mayo in middle of August. In the rest of this month in July, I have colonoscopy and EGD, another test that I had never heard of. I'm guessing isn't done locally. It's kind of like a modified MRI. Anyway, it's like me looking at an MRI and trying to interpret it. I might be a nurse, but I don't know shit about shit when it comes to that stuff. So, this is why I'm not filming my babies this morning. They're back home, being very well cared for by Auntie Ruth, and they just want their mama back, and I'm looking forward to seeing them again. So I think meet with my primary care Monday, and we can talk about, basically my job as it was before I had my knee surgery in February will be to stay home and not catch anything. So I'm a homebody anyway, so that doesn't bother me that much. Although I do get bored, and I like to drive for Uber Eats to make some kind of extra money on the side. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. There's no lifting, but there would be exposure to possible infection. And if they do need to do like NG feeds to get me through the surgery, then I probably won't be able to do that. So anyway, and to explain that, I'll say that since my last hospital stay for small bowel obstruction, which by the time they put the dye in my tube to check for the obstruction, I'd had my NG in for 2 days. So could have resolved itself as it had done on prior occasions. Anyway, I will be meeting with my primary care doctor to talk about, like finally get my hospital follow-up from almost 2 weeks ago. Decide what the next step is to keep me in the best shape for surgery. I don't want to gain any weight, but I also don't want to keep losing almost a pound a day. So I'm horribly nauseated. And solids make my stomach hurt. So yeah, it sucks. Clearly I'm gonna have to supplement because the amount of solids I can actually take in this morning amounted to half a biscuit. So it's funny to go from one extreme to another, but I want a good result, and I know good nutrition, as I have a master's in nutrition, is going to be very important. So anyway, I guess we'll have to get creative, but that's my update. Looking forward to going home and seeing my babies. I'll throw a couple pictures in of them, mostly to make me smile. Thanks.